Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So today, I don't have any insights. We are going to use, where did I put them all? We're going to use the Pulp Tarot. We're going to use the Citadel Fantasy Oracle and Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I don't really feel called to that one, but we brought them out anyway. So first off, what do I want to know? I want to know what the situation is right now. So we'll use the Pulp Tarot for that. What's up with the energy for the collective? Then we're going to bring out some, if it's meant to come out, it will. Then we'll bring out some key players, and then we'll clarify with the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. All right, that's the plan. Sounds like a plan. Okay. Okay. That seems like a good start. You're just like, what are you talking about? We didn't see anything. All right, so the very first one that came out was the Queen of Pentacles. And it really showed me collectively you standing in your power, being very stable, being very happy with everything that you've worked for, that you've accomplished, just being very, very proud of your achievements. And so next one out was Chariot in reverse. Then we had Seven of Swords in reverse with the Nine of Pentacles. So, as this one said, you're just standing in your stability. I feel like you've worked very, very hard, that this has been a very long process. And so that process now is coming to a stop. It's like you've jumped through all the hoops, all the hurdles, done everything that you needed to. And now it's your time to finally sit back and enjoy. I feel like you've had a lot of problems or hiccups, and you just navigated and maneuvered them, and you're like, it's fine. I'm being drawn actually to the black and white dog on here. Yeah, it's like, I don't feel like everything was, like I said, there was hiccups, there was all these things, but it wasn't something bad. I see it more as like maybe something you would call bad or negative or an less than ideal situation will come your way, but you always like dissected it and like picked it apart and then found the positive in it and grew through it and kept moving on. And by doing so, healing. Because here we have the Seven of Swords. This is someone who's like tricking and lying and stealing and all these things. And you've dealt with this person before, or these energies. And I'm being drawn to here. I feel like that almost looks like war. It looks like going off into military with helmets and stuff like that. And these look like top secret plans. And it's just being very, very sneaky. How many do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so when you look here in her hand, she's got 5 swords. So the 5 of Swords is fighting and mental conflict. And over here, there's these plans with the 2 of Swords. And the 2 of Swords is all about balance and decision making. And so that's what I'm getting with this Chariot. It's like in the past, there were tiny hiccups, which at that moment was this huge, huge world turning moment, right? Five of Swords is, it's heartbreaking. It's not quite 3 of Swords. It doesn't deal with the heart. It's more of, it's not quite emotionally within. It's actually like fighting outside of yourselves. And so there it is. There's that military or combat or something to do with that. And so that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing so many things get thrown at you that used to be a big deal, but they're not a big deal anymore because, as it said, you chose. You have 2 wolves inside of you. Whichever one you feed is the one that thrives and survives. To be honest, I think they both survive, but you know, you can focus on the negative or you can focus on the positive or the solution. That's it. You can focus on the problem or you can focus on the solution. And I'm getting with this is you kept going forward, right? You're like, I'm not going to let this, I'm hearing, ain't nothing going to break my stride. Nobody's going to slow me down. And it didn't. But as you kept working, you really found this stability. You found this happiness. You created this little, I'm hearing nest egg, which is interesting because I found a bird's nest today when I was out on my adventures. And you've really got stability. It's time now for you to stop and enjoy all the hard work that you've done. But anyways, back to my story. So I was out on my adventure this morning and I thought it was just a pile of garbage. I was like, why in this field is there this, only in this spot, a big chunk of garbage? And as I got closer, and I actually already shared it on my community page, but, oh no, allergies, I have to sneeze. I shared it on my community page, and I thought it was just a big pile of garbage, but when I got closer, it was actually a bird nest. And then when I looked up, there was a tree and the wind had blown it down. But this bird, in their circumstance, right, they were looking for what they needed in the springtime. And I got spring vibes from this, right, with all those flowers. Anyways, I'm getting, do you know what I get from this actually? I very much so get Persephone vibes, right? How she's in the underworld and then in the spring she comes back and right, her mom's Demeter. It just enjoys the harvest and the abundance and fertility energy. So that's what I get, is like something bad happened that kind of like took you, and it was dubbed as negative or the underworld, but you took it off in bits and chunks and things like that. So back to my story, because I'm taking too many tracks to get to this loop. I found this bird nest with all this garbage. So there was a bird out at springtime trying to build their nest with whatever things they could find, resources, and they found a lot of twigs and everything, but unfortunately, I find nature is fascinating because they'll just make it work. So they found all these like old tapes and ribbons and just garbage pretty much, and made it their nest. And that's what I feel like you did. You took bits and chunks and you made your own little nest egg. But the thing with this nest egg is you get to enjoy it now. I feel like you've done the hard work. You've worked through the lessons, the hard parts, the crummy parts. And so the last card, there's actually a bird right here. There's like a hawk. And so this Nine of Pentacles is like, look at her. She's like a movie star, a starlet. And she's worked hard. But to go, and it is the same person on both of these cards. That's the same girl, that's the same girl. So this one, I feel like she's an actress. And what's the story I'm getting? Because I don't feel like, I almost feel like this might be like a play or a movie cover or like a movie poster that she was on. But the funny thing is like this, she looks very stern. She doesn't look as happy and as nice. You might look at them and be like, oh, this person's very vain or something. Like, you know, she just kind of got like resting bitch face energy, to be honest. And this, I feel like, is a movie or a role or something like that she played, where it's like very earthy and it's almost, she's very helpful. And I feel like this is the true energy that this actress has grown into. But the only thing is dealing with this black and white and all these swords. I feel like there were some conflicts. There were some decisions to make where you had to choose to not focus on the one wolf, right? The dog, it's a dog in there. And so it's almost like I'm seeing with that Two of Swords and the plans. These now are scripts. She has 2 movie roles that she could do. She could either go and do the one movie, and it seems like she's friends with the director and they've got like, you know, ins and all those things, and they think that she's a sure shot to like go with that because, well, we know them. But she has a decision to make. What what one do you want to do? What's your heart? And so I feel like there was a little bit of telling the others that I'm sorry, I'm not gonna follow through on what I said I would, right? I gotta follow what I wanna do. And it's funny now, as I say that, I see the two scripts, the two films that they should have done and that they promised these people, but in doing so, they've noticed that they've already worked really, really hard. They've gone and they've gone and they've gone and they've done all these things. So in fact, at the end, when it was either this or that, they chose nothing. And by being like, you know what, I'm just going to take a break from the spotlight and everything like that. And I'm just going to enjoy everything that I have. Because I feel like before, where it was, what's next? What's the next? What's the next project? They never got to actually stop and enjoy and stop and smell the flowers. So now let's bring out the Citadel. We've got the Queen of Pentacles energy here on the board. I want to know, who did they fight with or conflict that they needed to move away from, and what other energies we might have missed. This one. So we've got, this one says the pathless. It says difficult decisions, lack of direction, which is that Two of Swords. That's with those plans. We've got the Chiromancer, delivering news and collaboration. So here we've got like a palm, and it's got all the different mountains and things like that, right? Jupiter and all that. The elements. I feel like when I see this, it's like, or it says delivering news and collaboration, that whoever thought that they had this in the bag, they're like, well, this person's going to do my script, that I can rely on them because like they owe me a favor or they have to or something. But it was like fate. It's like, there's no way I see them changing their mind because I've got them, I don't know, it's like I have them on contract, or they owe me, or something like that kind of energy. But I don't think that they it's almost like making them do stuff that they don't want to do. Like, I almost feel like a famous person. It's like, all right, now we've got all these events you've got to go to, and we're going to do commercials. And so now you're the brand ambassador for this brand. And even if you don't resonate with it or believe in it, it's like, I'm hearing tough titties. So it's like, this is fate. Like, you have to do what we want. But and like the pathless, it's like, it doesn't matter what you want, we already have these plans for you, and you just wake up and I've got a schedule for you, and you go sit in hair and makeup and you do those things, and you don't have to think, you don't have to do anything. But deep down, it's like, why am I waking up and why am I doing all these things for all these other people, when at the end of the day I'm not really doing what I want? And so they didn't quite see, because it was fate, right? There is no path for this person because we've already written your schedule and we've got you on contract, and you do what we want. But then we got the Captain card, and the Captain card is all about this Queen of Pentacles taking control of their own life or their own destiny. They didn't think that, no, I don't want to do any acting only. You know what? It's almost like how they had like Britney Spears, and how she was under contract at Vegas, and then they were like, she didn't want to do another stint, and they were like, no, you have to. And like, because all the conservators kind of did all that, and you know, so they made this big hurrah, right? She's gonna announce that she was extending it again, but now it's called something else. And instead, it was so confusing for like all the publicity people, because she just like came out, like stood at the thing, and then just got in her car and left. And everyone's like, is that it? Was that it? And they didn't really know everything going on behind the scenes. And I feel like that's that light or dark. It's like, I feel like that there were things and people kind of kept you under oath, under contract, under something. There is this fight, this war, and and you chose to not do anything. You were like, you know what? I wake up every day from sun up to sundown. I've made all these choices and these plans, and I feel like every choice that you did make was wonderful. It was so good for you, because here you are sitting in the Queen of Pentacles, in the Queen and Nine of Pentacles energy. You are the captain, and it says taking command and teamwork. I just almost see someone like, especially Pentacles or earthly possessions. Maybe position is an important word that's supposed to come out, but it really wanted to. But it's like, why do I work so hard and never enjoy it though, right? Like, I feel like in the past, this was your energy. Very successful, whatever you put your creativity to. But it's like you wake up and you went to the grind, almost the same as like someone poor, because they didn't have the money for the bills, so they got to grind. But you've got the money for the bills, and you didn't ever get to enjoy. You guys are both waking up, both grinding, and still dealing with like all these people who have secret plans and things in the background. So then there were 2 more cards that came out. We have Champion, and then we had Vengeance in reverse. So Champion is saying achievement and downfall. And then the Vengeance card says overcoming, slight, and a choice. Well, you made a choice. You made a choice that you didn't want to wait until retirement to actually enjoy the things that you have now. You realized that life is beautiful, that you had been in this almost underworld, dark, shadowy energy of lack, or feeling like you're tied to someone, right? When I look at this one for the Vengeance, there's that red cord, and then there's the anchor. And the anchor kind of like keeps you pulled down. It's pulling you down to a lower energy. And this one almost looks like an anchor. And this one reminds me of that one saying, like, there's a red cord, the Chinese proverb, like there's a red cord that keeps us all, that attaches us to our soulmates. It can bend and twist and turn, but it can never break. And I think I said on another video, I always liked that idea, to know that you can go off and do your own thing and make your own mistakes and lessons, and everything will still kind of sort itself out in the end. But I don't believe that anymore. I don't. I think that's almost like someone could take that and be like, know that they have to do the right thing, to do the positive thing, to not lie, steal, cheat, and manipulate. And they could be like, well, I can be a shitty person. I can steal. I can trash talk this person. And in the end, if I do the work later, things will sort out and it will all be good. But all those things happened. And so that's what I feel like with the red cord. I think you have more than one soulmate as well. I think your soul has tons of mates. It could come in the form of love, romantic. It could be partnerships, friendships, work colleagues. It could be a spirit animal. It could be your animals. I find that whatever it is that your soul really needs, the community and the people around will come to you. But if you are trapped in this toxic kind of cord, right? We get cord attachments to people, and people can drain us and take advantage of us and step on us, right? This is vengeance. This is like you saying like, no, thank you. Here we have the pathless, and it's your destiny to follow what other people say. Even though we tell you one thing, we got secret hidden plans in the vault, and you're like, that's okay. I've got my own plans, and my own plans is that I'm going to be the captain of my own ship. I'm going to take command, and I'm going to tell people what I want, and I'll be the champion about it. Why? Because by actually you stopping and actually getting to, I don't know, what am I seeing? I'm seeing money, and it's like you've got so much savings, and it's like, I need more, or something, and it's like, well, you don't. because as we said, you wake up and grind just like that other person. But what I'm almost seeing, like you grind until like retirement, and then you retire, and then like a year or two later, you might pass away. You really aren't guaranteed time. Time is the most expensive resource, valuable resource that you have. And so it's like, how can you, I feel like you're so stable right now that it's your time to actually get to stop and enjoy it. You've gone through that, the dark part, that it's like, remember to enjoy. Remember to wake up and be like, yes, it's a new day, and say hello to the sun. So I want to focus a little more on Champion, because I haven't focused on that too much. Yeah, I'm seeing it like you're allowed to use some of your savings. Like, not all of it has to be savings. Those savings could be spent to create memories, and those memories would actually be more valuable in the long run. And then I'm also seeing like some people who have kids, and like maybe if you work all the time and you don't get to spend much time with your kids, that by actually spending time with your kids would mean more than whatever it is that work wants you to do. So the Champion, it says achievement and downfall. So I'm looking at her wrists, and they're kind of like tied or bound. But here we have a sword, and this sword just kind of cuts it. That's what I see. It's almost like having your hands tied behind your back, and you just being like, that's okay, there's a sword back there. And then you just like cut it with the blade, and you're like, all right, I'm free. I'm gonna take myself out of this. Because the downfall would be if you didn't learn your lesson, if you keep stuck in whatever this contract is, and you keep hanging out with these liars and manipulators and the backstabbers and the cheats, and letting them control how you... I'm almost seeing like your whole personality. It's like I'm seeing an actress type energy. How you are to the world. Like they want to dictate everything on that. And it's like you've got different plans, because I keep getting like this one. They're very successful and accomplished, but I'm almost getting like it's that resting bitch face. They want you to be like, I don't know. How they view you isn't how you view yourself. I'm getting a lot more a generous energy, a lot more happier, and they keep like pushing that down. They're like, no, like, I don't know, it's like I'm seeing like an actress want to be like, well, I just want to go do like pro bono things, and they're like, well, no, like we can't do that, because like how's everyone going to make money off that? And you're like, well, it's okay, because I've already worked too hard, that I would rather put my money into this kind of thing. That's the energy I see. And so it frees you from that, and it doesn't pull you down. The only thing that's going to pull you down is if you ignore this and you don't do what you want, what your heart tells you. And then one day I see it as them being like, okay, we're going to go over and we're going to go shoot this location where we've signed you up to be in this war movie. And you're like, okay, fine. Like, that's not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to go over here and work on this dog movie, you know, like Homeward Bound or A Dog's Life or something like that, an animal movie. And they're like, well, no, like this is where the money is. And you're like, okay. And then it's almost like I see them telling you what you want, but then like switching plans and behind the scenes, and like other people, bringing other people into your life decisions. And I feel like if you don't stand up for yourself and champion for yourself, I feel like these other people have more say over your life. And then in the end, one day it's just going to bubble over, and it's like, I almost see like, let's say, comes to like award season time, and they're like, no, you had to do this one, but the dog movie is the one that wins all the awards because it was so groundbreaking and blah, blah, blah. But they're like, your people, PR people or whatever, like, they just steered you wrong, but intuitively you knew that you wanted to focus on this. I feel like it's a Great Dane too. And from that, it's just going to be like, I told you so, right? It's almost like how musicians have an album come out and then they have to pick like their first single. And then there's a lot of times that people are like, this is the one that I'm so proud of. Like, this is my heart and my happy. And then everyone's like, yeah, well, this one will do better. This one. And they're like, yeah, but I don't feel connected to that. But they still go with what the other person wants. It's that kind of energy. And so when it blows up in the face and it's that I told you so moment, I knew I should have done what I wanted. That's when you'll be like, you'll feel tied. You won't feel like you're the captain and you championed. You'll feel pathless. Like fate isn't a thing. Like you have no control over your destiny, that you're just supposed to wake up and do what everyone tells you. And that's not this story. This is the path if you ignore it. And then one day you'll just wake up so mad, and then you'll want that kind of vengeance because it keeps bringing you down and down and down. And you should have more, no, I want to say you should have more accolades and things like that, but it's like only if you listen to the others. But in this one, you're in the Queen of Pentacles energy. And I feel like you want to stop and you want to slow down and you want to enjoy more. And Spirit is saying, hell to the yeah, if that's what you want. I don't think I got much time to go through these cards. So let's just pull out 3 quick ones and then we'll wrap it up. Because I forgot to keep track of time. I went on a couple adventures already this morning. Hey, look at this. No frickin' way. Okay, so the first one that came out was Ace of Fire in reverse. Then we got the Queen of Earth, and the Queen of Earth is the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, hey, on that one, almost looks like this orange one here. This one's in reverse. It's like that web. It's like getting tied up in someone else's web, and you're like, no, I free myself from that. And so from that, you step into your abundance. Look, I feel like where before, I feel like spider webs are a thing. Spider webs are also creation, but I feel like it's trapped. It's kept you kind of trapped and sticky, and the more and more you kind of move, it like almost like a cocoon, and you're like, I want to break free. And then so there's the butterflies, and they've broken free. But then the next one to come out was the Mother card, which Queen of Pentacles, as the queens go, they work their ways up, and the Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, it takes the longest, it's the slowest, it's the most stable though, the most stable and sturdy. And then from there, you kind of almost like, because you've worked through each suit of the Queen, you step into the Empress energy, which is the mother. And I remember earlier, it was something about kids and taking more time to hang out with your kids. Or, I don't know, maybe this is even someone who's like, oh, I wanted to have kids or start a family, but I always had to work. It wasn't the time. We need more money. We need more that. And it's like maybe, because she kind of does look a little bit pregnant there. So maybe now is the time to start a family. And then everyone else is like, no, like you're supposed to be our workhorse. But see this one? It looked like a dragon, and then it kind of turned to the ox, which is like the workhorse. It's like, you're not, remember? It's in reverse. You're not in their sticky web. You took the chariot and you slowed your roll by not taking a roll. and by that, they're saying you opened up the next stage. That when you kept going to work as this actress, I mean, that's just a mask, right? That's not the only stage you're supposed to be playing on. You are meant to see many different venues and avenues and keep expanding and growing, because I hear the next role that you take is one that you choose, and it's going to be the greatest role of your lifetime. So maybe it is motherhood. Maybe you really are an actress and you take the next role and you win an award or a lifetime achievement or something like that. But I feel like from here, it's saying trust yourself, especially if you have been struggling with wanting to slow down and enjoy life more, while others are telling you you're not allowed to, because you're allowed to. It's your life, it's your body, it's your choices. So with that, we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.